But I do think drifts probably are most of the time a little bit faster. So maybe it's sort of like a general thing. I don't know if we need to go through this like turn by turn.
Yeah, we
but
started.
The one thing that's actually good to remember is that sometimes, like if you have auto slide, for example, because you've probably seen some old school
Shloimi
3,565,000. You're so impressed with my gameplay. That's wild because I haven't even been playing any games.
On the half banked or banked turns, which means that drifts don't last as long.
How do I get
to exit? So
my YouTube
a lot of
chat
the
up?
those end up being more comfortable. If opposite, like an inverse half bank turn, drifts are essentially.
Oh, maybe I didn't do it right. I did not. Did I?
So keeping that also in mind.
No, we're working. We're live on YouTube. That's
drifts,
fine.
Or if you want to avoid some drifts.
Let me figure out this way I could pop out.
Could be sometimes just like a simple difference of doing a flat turn
or just
doing a half bank turn.
No. Sir, yes, kid. Are you a player? Like, why would I contact you on Discord, Shloimi? Exclamation mark Discord in the chat if you'd like to join. Or fine.
But yeah, I think.
Thanks, though.
It's probably more of a speed tech map. Doesn't feel too bad though. Oh no, GPS. Oh, you did.
There we are.
Start.
That's YouTube. We can close Twitch chat here. We have one open already. And I have a YouTube chattable spot. Let's go.
I don't know.
Let's get chat in the right spot again. Huh? Huh?
Fair enough, I guess. But yeah,
and we will be playing. I can open up the room if anyone wants to come in and play it now. Frodo, if you want to get a time in there before we review on stream, but so far we're just watching. Waiting for Villa. He's got to be very shortly reviewing. Here's the request list. He's on Prowess now. I am up next. I am number 2 on this list. He's highlighted the one that he's on. The one that he's finished are like this. So there's a total of 16, 17 maps. He's still got 9 more to go. I am the next one on the list. He's at this map here. By Prowess. Prowess, SS. So we're next.
Then you can be pretty sure that it's a release turn. You're fine.
And excitable.
Yeah, I felt like this line could actually be faster because you get a better line into the turbo. Also, hopefully there's no ultra turbo abuse.
Ultra turbo abuse.
You get 50 MR speed, probably not faster. You're probably fine. No, but yeah, I think this is just like a general thing. Otherwise, like, the map looks good. I think
very clean looking map.
A lot of good ideas here. It's just
it's a techie map. Tech map.
Maybe the wood grip. Yeah, that's the one thing that you could fix, but you already mentioned it. Yeah.
So here we go. I'm going to open up another Villa stream just so I have a way to chat. Oh, we have it there, don't we? No, we don't. Like, I don't have enough things going on.
But yeah, you're not the only one who this happens to. It's fairly common. I think also... this map that I made, I feel, was a little bit slower. Yeah, this one's more in the 450 range. At least for the first half.
I'll put a chat right there for us.
I guess I do tend to go to the 500 speed pretty often. I should try to build like a little bit slower map. Horrible strategy here. Okay. Okay. Avatim's map. This reached like an advertisement, but I guess it's in the ESC campaign. Let me find that first map. Gotcha.
All right, let's move down so we can see the chat.
Yeah.
But I'm chatting also up there.
Which one?
Number 1.
Oh, you're fine. What's him? I'm guessing it's the second map. Oh, I guessed wrong. I need Dodo's cast dice skills.
I think this is right? Yeah, this is the one Flappy's got. It's the GPS.
Right.
He goes in.
Long map. 2-lap bird.
Yes, I'm online. I'm online, Flappy. Here we go. Listen, he's checking it out. Let's move chat.
Here. Okay.
Not sure that's the latest. Why not? What do you mean? It's got the one with the GPS.
Like I said, I think
it's got times. It's got a author medal. It's got a GPS. I think this got to be it. he's already like, okay. Oh, your time. Okay.
When you're first getting into mapping, I would almost advise to only use the grids. Like, I think 2 things are kind of good to get used to in the beginning. And, you know, there's no, like, right way to build maps, so this is just, like, my take of... Holy... Is that the internet strategy?
No, but it works.
Anyway... I lost my train of thought. 2 things that I think are generally, like, useful to get into mapping. So I think a lot of the time the issue is that mapping gets kind of overwhelming, and you know, if you have something like wrong with your map, it's like very tricky to fix a lot of the time. So I would advise to first build only in vanilla, so no custom blocks. I'm not saying custom blocks yet here anyway, so that is probably fine. But then the other thing is that I would advise... Okay, we do have some customs. Not like it's a problem, though.
It's only 2.
Not necessarily. But the other thing that I would advise you to do is to only build on grid. Not because it's better to build on grid, but because it's less overwhelming. So you have fewer options, which means that you also have like adjustments that you can make in like an easier way. So if I say like, okay, well, maybe some loop should be a little bit further back, then instead of like moving it 2 pixels back and testing or 3 pixels back and testing and this kind of like impossible process, you can just try like, okay, what about if it's 1 block back? What about if it's 2, and it usually makes it just easier to get into. And also, there's like a couple perks that building on grid has. One is that scenery is going to be so much easier to build.
No, I get
so
that.
Much faster
I have
build,
had trouble
like,
shooting.
Grid
yeah.
Scenery than it is to free block everything. I guess this is a jump. Yeah. Also, it's just generally like faster. Faster to place blocks on grid. And if you're new to mapping, like, it's also much easier to build like a sort of clean looking map by only going on grid. Only on grid from here on. I mean, you don't need to only build on grid. There's just like, I think when you're getting into mapping, it's just easier to learn the ropes and not get stuck on a map when you're building on grid. Not get stuck in the sense that it's easier to make like small adjustments.
I don't know, I guess the scenery being most of the stuff that's off grid was what I'm looking at. He is able to play through the map though.
And that means, like, you know, if some jump goes too far and you notice it after the whole route is already done, it will be easier to make changes if it's an on-grid map compared to if it's like an off-grid map.
Yeah, but haven't I already made the... my question is, have I made the right change? Basically, is it a map that works? Like, that seems to be playable, fine, like, okay. Legit. Let's see.
Try a cleaner run.
I'm gonna try a cleaner run first. Okay, I love off-grid mapping, says someone.
Forcing limits to be creative with. Kinda as well, like, you also get more used to different blocks, because when you free block everything, you might kind of end up just using the same block over and over because you can adjust it anywhere. But you get more used to everything that the editor has to offer, I think, when you kind of have to find the right blocks as well, not just the right positions. Wouldn't it be easy to just extend it off-grid by a few meters? I mean, can you do it? Yeah, you can.
Off-grid, that's supposed to say off.
Do you want to do it? Do you want to adjust like half a minute of your route all forward by a few meters? Because, like, you have to do that, right? I've built like off-grid maps in speed mapping, and it's always the worst day of my week. Not really. Hyperbole. But it is much more
He's
tedious.
definitely not beating Flappy's time. I hunted the no medal this morning, apparently. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder why you put up a time that wasn't even your AT. Why would you just leave it?
Just the custom 2 blocks to get the long climb uphill? Yeah, that's fair enough. Are these actually on grid? These blocks? Oh, maybe it is actually. Oh, that's, yeah. Fair enough. Maybe I missaw this. But yeah, I guess, like, this kind of stuff can be a little rough to change.
Oh, I'm putting that in the wrong chat.
At some point you create the right block because you're too lazy to look for it.
Good, because I typed smooth wrong.
There's a cruise control block. What was the reason for placing that? Holy, this line. To do a weird block mix there to make the connection smooth. We can take a look. Gear down on the landing without release otherwise. So the cruise control is preventing the gear up, right? I would imagine. So I understand. So you would get gear 4 here, and then on this landing you would drop to gear 3.
Right, and then you don't
would
make
lose
that.
speed.
Yes.
Yeah. It's good thinking. It is a good idea to
Nice. Thank you
fix
for
the
that.
gear issue there. But it's usually a better option if you can find another alternative where you don't need to like
Damn it, I knew you'd
slow
say
the player
that.
down artificially like this.
Yeah, that's true. I know. I feel the same. But
Something that works with the speed that the player's getting naturally.
so let's see. Let's see. Maybe he has a good way to tell me how to do that. With what we have going on as our current stuff. This looks
It's
clean.
still possible to get the gear for as well.
I know it is. But you don't, but it's not so badly that you don't make it.
And here as well, I guess the idea with the cruise control is to make sure the player doesn't accelerate too much. Maybe even prevent the gear 5.
The turn doesn't need to be the one way you first thought of. It can change. Mostly better to extend the turn to make a straight instead of effect spam. Yeah.
There's some blocks, some different like
elements. Yeah, I guess that's all true.
You will notice will often result in these issues happening. So for example, bobsleigh is just going to be like a very fast block type. It's going to result in like huge acceleration because there's really nothing that slows you down on bobsleigh, right? You just go faster and faster. So then, like, if your goal is to stay on 4th gear, for example, I would probably just skip the bobsleigh entirely. It fits into situations where you use it, like, really for a short period, where you can allow the player to accelerate a bit more, or if you're building a very fast one. Those are the two situations where bobsleigh kind of works.
Gotcha.
But if you want to like try to build some map where you specifically need to stay on 4th gear, it can be very difficult to use.
And I mean, technically, to go from grass.
So it's kind of like
it just changes everything. Like, what do you make it though?
We could say like it's sort of like adding a turbo, only to notice that now the player is too fast, and then adding like a reverse turbo. It's kind of like the effect of the bobsleigh. I think this is a pretty fun first map though. I think you've thought about a lot of things, which was very nice. Thinking about gears and trying different block types and surfaces. There's the scenery in the sky as well. Now, this is probably like a good thing to consider. So we have this jump combination here, which is kind of cool, where we're using the previous part of the map. It can result in a bit of a bouncy landing. We can talk about landings in a bit. The main concern that I would have here is that after this section, you have a very, very long uphill.
Yeah.
Where you can't do much at all, right?
Right. I know. You should have seen it before there was poles.
I think it's wide enough that you can no-slide it, and you just look at like what's actually happening. Maybe you kind of max out the speed at 200. I don't know. I don't know if you can do some like speed slide there at 200 speed. It should be in theory possible. But my concern is that whatever speed you get out of that landing before the uphill is going to snowball a lot. So if I get this kind of a line, and it's faster than my PB, then I will catch up very easily, right?
Oh, I did get the gear.
Don't get the gear until the drop down. With speed slide you can get it before the drop down too, but it's fine. That gear is fine, even if you get it before. But yeah, I understand. To add some, you know, something exciting, you added the pulse.
To look up secret maps.
A little bit tedious to do.
It is.
Usually I look. So like when you encounter this kind of a section, that of course it's your first map, but in the future, it's kind of normal that, you know, your first few maps, even like you just kind of experiment and get used to the editor and see what's going on. But the one thing that I would encourage you to do is, like, when you notice that there's some kind of like a thing like, okay, it's kind of like a boring section, I would try to think about just like completely changing it. Like, why is it boring, and what can we really like actually do about it? On this kind of an uphill, when the speed just stalls entirely, it's really difficult to find like anything that makes it interesting. And there's also this concept of flow, where we kind of consider like what parts fit together, basically. A lot of the time, for example, you wouldn't have like a really slow section directly after a really fast section.
Right.
Because they don't feel like they match, they don't feel like they fit together. So the same way, if we have like a really long uphill after like an otherwise pretty action-packed start, it can feel like, why is this here, you know?
Gotcha.
I feel like it doesn't really do much on the map.
Yeah.
It doesn't really progress the map, right? Whole map became long to make the circuit also. But yes, be real, first or not, won't take it personally. Oh yeah, no. I don't have any reason to be like especially mean.
Cool.
But it's, yeah, this is all like good to consider. Like, you notice how big the importance of getting this
I know what you meant by that.
clean can be. It can snowball for a pretty long time.
I know any good secret map mappers?
Like, okay, well, there's just not much happening.
What do you mean by secret map mappers? You mean like short or quickly shorts mappers?
How well does this start match together? If we think about like
It is a weird question.
Whether it's like,
especially from a normal person like Frodo.
as we want it to work, or if it's not. But we have the fourth gear that you kind of need to focus on getting.
Yes, the weekly shorts. You can go in. You can do
Then we need to reduce some air time here. We
Point
need
Me
to do
Valley.
this drop down here, and then we do this grass turn. So like, after this transition combination, especially, it's kind of like the map stalls going forward, right?
Yeah.
We just have this like long transition, and there's maybe like more interesting things that we could add here.
Okay.
So it's always good to consider like, okay, does the next part actually work with the previous part? Does it fit the context?
Flappy Day went out here and grinded to 232 just to be safe.
Reductive, simple.
Oh, good.
Thing.
Is he able to download it?
Mika, do you know any requirements that you need for your map to get into weekly shorts? I guess there's gonna be like a FAQ pretty soon from Nadio, so then we will know more. But as far as I understand, like it's similar to TOTD, so maybe aim for like 30-40 votes on the map review server, and like a 4.3, 4.4 rating or something. But like, usually pacing is like a really good word to use. And this is something that's good to add to your maps, or try to add to your maps, like pretty early on.
Okay.
Because even if your maps are like a little bit off, a little bit uncalculated, this is like a fairly sort of important aspect of any Trackmania map. So let's say that I have this kind of like a dirt thing. We do some side turns maybe. This may or may not work very well. Go here. Maybe we have a checkpoint.
Okay. Speed mapping with Villa. Personalized for me. Let's see what he's got to say.
Maybe we go here and then back to dirt. And then let's do like one more turn. And then we add like this kind of thing.
Thing is, I don't need to give him $20. I just need to
visually
revise my map and go give it back to him next Wednesday. He'll do it for free. It'll help me make a couple of day worthy if I want to make it that, but I'd have to make it a single lap, obviously. But if you can just send it to him, make him do it himself, then that I'd have to ask what the price is.
So
hey, look, Bucky, this is how easy it is to make a good map.
Like it might not look too bad, right? It looks kind of equal. Now this first turn probably needs a slight adjustment already, but I will quickly do that. Switch these around like this. So let's try it out. We're keeping the fourth gear here. Getting into the dirt and then doing this turn. And now we have this section. And like there's nothing mechanically wrong on this map. We keep the fourth gear pretty nicely. It has some cool turns, nice sections, definitely huntable. But like when we think about the pacing, this section just feels strange.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're just waiting for something to happen. And that is the main point about pacing. We want the map to move forward at like a similar pace. Now, if this section was on another map, where we have other similar like longer sections that are very like low paced, it could work just fine. It might be a bit of a boring map for a lot of people, but it's good to think about like, okay, how much action do I have on like this 15-second segment, and then try to match that amount on the next 15-second segment. So if I have like a pretty active map where I'm turning constantly, then having this kind of like a long uphill, whether there's like speed slides or not, is just gonna feel off. So here we would probably want to try to bring this a little bit closer for it to feel better. So reduce the space there, in order to make the map feel better. So now it feels like the map is actually progressing at like a pretty steady pace, right? It feels better. Well, it looks better too. Is it perfect? Probably not. No, you dropped the gear there. Maybe it's possible to keep with an outside line, but whatever. That's not the point. The point is to try to sort of like build like this theme for the map, which can be that it has really tight turns all the time, or it has like really wide turns all the time, or maybe if you want to be more adventurous, which I don't recommend you to do just yet, you can have like one half of the map is a little bit tighter and the other half of the map is like a little bit wider or something like this. When you go into more competitive maps, there's like more flow changes, and especially if you go to RPG, there's like a lot of stuff happening. But when you're getting into mapping for the first time, absolutely just try to keep it stable. It's gonna be the best way forward. So the same thing actually goes for the bobsleigh part. It also has like a very different feel, this bobsleigh part, than this dirt section, for example. Like, you know, the dirt section actually pretty sort of high action section, right? It's
sure
tight, there's a lot happening.
And even through there it gets fast, and then there's not much.
And the ending as well. There's quite a bit to think about. I actually like the sausage section.
Cool.
Seems pretty fun. But yeah, I would focus on that. Now, you asked in the request that you would want to fix this map. You might not like this advice, but I would strongly suggest it. Just move on to the next map. Unless you're like really, really committed to making this work, it's gonna be so much easier to just start something new.
It's actually music to my ears.
The thing is that you are going to end up spending so much time.
I would.
Fixing all these things, because when you have a complete route, even like a lot of scenery, making changes becomes so much more difficult, because you can't just say like, okay, let's try something new, because you always need to fit one part into another part that comes after it. So
Flappy says it's cool with that.
Not advisable.
New map to hunt. Good
unless
stuff.
you have like a very high stakes project.
He said it's done.
Or if you can do something with like very small changes, but like remaking this grass uphill is already a small adjustment. But let's talk about landings a little bit. So we have a couple landings here.
Okay.
And
that one could just be higher and make it easier. It's probably not that bad.
We consider when.
Oh, there's so many things that could have, but it's like moving things up and down is a lot harder than moving things around for sure.
Matches.
It involves a whole macro block.
Rotation, the angle of the landing.
Yeah, that's gonna send people out straight away.
And whether it's a smooth landing or not.
Okay.
So there's two different things.
Let's go. Unfortunately, you can't just go into my map because it's not uploaded, so you could download it. I couldn't get it to go to TMX.
Okay, let's start with
I was getting errors that said on TMX that it wasn't my fault, but still errors.
Not really a rant. Let's say that I'm building this kind of a section.
What's he say?
And then
landing rotation rants are some of my favorite lessons.
Even though the car is going to land somewhere here, this is likely a bad idea.
Sure. This is Lucky should be watching this. Lucky, get in here.
Right now, okay. Let's try this.
Facing the wrong way, Villa. Okay. Obviously.
So this is like a pretty clear example of what happens
of a lucky
with
map.
like unsmooth landings. Of course, this is extremely exaggerated. This is like straight from a bonk up map, but the issue here is that as we slam high speed into the ground with the front wheels, the actual
back wheels
like,
bounce.
What's the word? Energy here has to go somewhere, right? It can't just, the car can't just like land on it like a magnet. The energy needs to go somewhere, which means that now the front wheels are on ground, back wheels will bounce with high velocity into the ground as well, and that raises the front wheels up again. So here,
they're both
back
some
wheels
more
into the
drink,
ground,
please.
and now the front wheels are going up, right? And now we already like, if I full speed this, I'm just gonna fly, because the energy has to go somewhere.
Right.
Now if we make it...
But I haven't done that, right? I haven't done that bad.
Into this kind of a landing, it's not maybe gonna be insanely smooth, but it's pretty smooth.
Not so sure about that. Oh, well, plastic? He's cheating with plastic.
Now, when the car lands, even though it's a little bit of a bounce, I could make it a lot better with a simple change here. Because these black platforms are a little bit lower. No, it's back set. So here, it's smooth, right? There's no bounces, because now the car lands clean enough into the like rotation, the angle, the direction of the ramp, that we are able to retain that energy. It doesn't need to go anywhere. There doesn't need to be a bounce, because it's like a shallow enough landing that the car can just move forward from here, right? So this might seem very obvious. Why does backspace not work?
Hey, you land on a ramp, not a...
But when we get into, for example, this kind of landing,
I'm glad I found a grass block mix that Villa thought was off-grid, because it was so different.
these kinds of landings you often see.
But it doesn't make it good.
So we kind of land here, and now like we are seeing this same issue at a much smaller scale. And if you're like a new mapper, new player, you might not really notice the issue, but especially more experienced players will. So what's happening here is that we are landing with the side wheels, especially if I air brake here, we're landing with the side wheels, and we can see that same like bounciness that we had on the previous setup. This time it doesn't fling us off-road, but it does affect us enough that we don't get control of the car until it's stable. So this is why we care about smoothness. Not only because it's more satisfying to have smoother landings, but because it also retains control of the car better. You need four wheels on the ground to have full control of the car. So that's why usually...
So you have to land that landing in a way that you have to set up, that you can't steer for a while.
The landing
it's kind of shit.
matches the rotation and the direction of the car. So that means that if the car is jumping down, we want the landing to also be a downhill. And if the car is staying flat, we want the landing to also be flat. If the car is rotating so that it's like banked, we want the car, or we want the landing to also be banked. So here's another example. Drop down from here. We notice the car again bounces, because the landing doesn't match the rotation, right? It also doesn't really match the direction we're falling down, so we could maybe think like, okay, well, let's try a downhill. And the downhill would make things a little bit better. But there's still two parts to this. Even though the downhill does kind of let us land a little bit cleaner, though still a slowdown. It's not perfect, because the rotation also doesn't match. Right? So now we could consider something else. If we make this landing match the rotation of the car, like if we kind of just go through this, and I know this is probably fairly simple, but I'm going through this like in like a very simple way because this can be expanded into so many other things. So even if it's a little bit maybe grading, there's a reason. So we kind of notice like, okay, the car is rotating. I'm steering a little bit to not make it go full sideways, but it kind of matches this rotation, right? So we could try and do this kind of a rotation, and just so happens that this line, if we make it go to the right a little bit more, that's also downhill. So we kind of get both done in this diagonal line. So now as we jump, it's perfect.
And win in the room.
Because it combines both of those, the rotation and also the direction of the car. My transition was bank to bank. It's only unsmooth if you jump too low, or it can be made smooth. So the height of the jump definitely is one thing, because like if I'm dropping down from here, even if I'm able to somehow like match the rotation of the car to this kind of a block, at some point the speed, the downward
well, obviously
speed
that
is
is going
too
to
much, right? So this will just like slam into the ground, right? It's not a great landing.
Oh, okay, so you're just showing me.
It sort of like matches, but at that point our momentum, the direction of the car is more like downwards, right? So the height definitely matters. Smaller transitions are usually easier to build. But yeah, the problem there
Thank you for the alert,
twofold.
Sando. Glad you're
So
around.
it's bank to bank.
Best of luck with your cold. Hope you get well soon.
Exactly bank to bank. I would make the claim that it's actually kind of an uphill landing. So you have this kind of a landing, right? You have this block, and then you have this block, more or less. So if
something
you
like
actually watch what's
not that level, but yeah,
on this block, you are kind of landing into an immediate uphill, right?
Yeah.
Because if I go from here, this press forward line, this is uphill. So that also does affect the smoothness of it. So if we wanted to get rid of the rotation issue, we would need to land, for example, like this.
Oh, let's see. I think I understand.
It's maybe easier if I just go on your map.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. I think I understand what he's saying, though. Because it's curved, it's not banked. We're jumping out of a banking and into a curve.
Oh god, there's a plugin that would allow me to do this faster. What? Too late. So, yeah, now that I mention it, you maybe see this as well. So it's sort of like the uphill line.
There we go.
It's also like
get some editor. Get some editor in there. This is what we wanted.
There's two issues. One is that, or really one issue, because the rotation does match, right?
Okay, rotation does match. At least I got that part.
That's gonna work.
Okay.
But the problem comes from the direction of the car.
Okay.
So let me get a respawn first.
Yeah, do that, please. This is fun. This is the exciting part for me. I started ripping apart the map a little bit.
There's a respawn. And as I land into this, it kind of slams to the ground. I lose like 70 speed because it's essentially an uphill. So it would already be better if we could go like this, because this one wouldn't necessarily force us to land in that like kind of an uphill. We could kind of drive straight forward after. So this already retains more speed.
I didn't notice.
Right?
Yeah,
we
I get it.
Lose much. Looks okay, but it's still a bit of a heavy drop down. So if I were to kind of just quickly try to do something here, the one thing that I would maybe try is something like this. Now this would be a little bit of a tricky landing to get potentially, but the idea here is that we both have the banked angle, but we also have the downhill that sort of supports the line of the car a little bit more. So here, it's really not that perfect here. Would need to be adjusted a little bit, but if I slow down a little bit and do it like this, not ideal. It's tricky. Maybe would require some custom block, but you probably see like the impact. It's still like way sort of more comfortable than the original one. And then when we get to the next part here, yeah, it's just a big drop down. I'm trying to keep it as close to the original as possible, so it's still difficult. It would be possible to get it to work nicely, but yeah, here as well, the problem, like, you know, you jump from bank to bank, right? But it's also like a little bit of a different shape, right? Because actually when I just jump off of this, if I kind of exaggerate, I stay closer to the edge, you notice that the car is actually doing two things. It's rotating away because we're jumping diagonally from this block, right? So it's rotating towards the right side. And then it's also, because we're falling off of this, the car is rotating flat. So, yeah, I understand you wanted to use the reuse. That's fine. But we would actually probably land into something like this a little bit better. And this looks like, you know, at first thought, like, it doesn't seem like it really matches. But when we kind of just look at what's happening to the car... Okay, I didn't consider this thing. Let's just go from here. Can't spawn on the ring turbo, ring checkpoint. It actually ends up working. Right? Ends up working because the car lives. Or something.
Oh.
So, yeah. This is just like something, you don't necessarily need to know every transition and all kinds of stuff like this. You can just kind of check. Like, before you build the landing, just kind of try to look like, okay, what's actually happening to the car and what would work best here. And again, this has like real like implications for the gameplay, because if we have this original block here and you don't get the ideal landing, you will bounce on this block, and that can completely like destroy your chances of getting like a good landing on the uphill. Now I got the gear down as well, but you noticed like the huge nose up thing that happens.
To be fair, that transition on most player standards is right, but personally I like it because it's different. Yeah, the map's not going to change. I don't think. Future maps are it's going to impact quite a bit. I think I leave this one.
Kind of difficult, and
it's a good first map. If the more I change it, the less it takes. That's to make it, you know. And I'm running ideas into the ground with this map. I pretty much have solved it.
Sort of wonky on purpose, of course.
Part of it was that it was started to be that, yes. Yeah, that's cool too. He's saying he just said what you said.
And it's good to decide when
Funny
to
pills,
run
thank you. Hey, hey.
and usually not make it super
Hello,
long,
whoa.
so that it's a
Welcome,
little
welcome.
more digestible.
This is crazy for a first map. Thank you, thank you.
There's no right or wrong way to build maps, really.
I'm guessing you came from Village Stream.
You can build weird, unsmooth maps too, and they can
appreciate you if you drop a follow. We'd like it as well. We are making it there. We're at 83 of 100. Also, we're on YouTube. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, I got a new little like thing to remind me to remind you guys. Just checked who's online. Oh, cool.
When you get into your next map, that's probably something that you can. Those two concepts you can kind of think about.
I took a little bit of Magi mapping tutorial and had some other mappers and just had a little bit extra time to run and put into it.
Here, building a multi-lab is also not too easy, and you managed to
mostly pull it up.
The 2 labs pretty well.
Nice, thank you.
Work too bad.
We do have to release a little there at the end, but that's also what the penalties and things like that are for. It just saves people. But
just move to the next map.
Yeah, Magi mapping tutorial on YouTube is well worth it. It's only about 88 minutes or something, but it tells you about like connecting like transitional blocks to each other. It tells you about how to like do the little things like moving around in the editor to the hotkeys for erasing and selecting blocks, how to do macro blocks, how to do
you have some cool
lots of cool stuff. Thanks, man.
I would advise you to build a shorter map next.
Shorter for sure.
30 seconds maybe. Also, probably a good idea is to try to think of a style that you enjoy. Like, just play through some track of the days and be like, okay.
Yeah, pick a style, any style, and stick to it. I get it. Don't try to make it a mixed map of four different styles and 2 minutes long.
And then you can kind of try to build a map around this sort of style as well. Like, let's try to do some tight grass terms.
Are you a mapper as well? Funny pills?
And then you can learn a little bit more of like style-specific things from that map, and why not watercard?
Holy, the world record is cooked?
You can build stuff like this too.
What are they talking about? They're not playing the map.
Feel free. No problem, Abatim. Was a bug slide? What did I get on the NASCAR map?
Yeah, I finally built
my ranking.
RPG. Look at second, third, fourth. Too late. Are we talking about?
Okay, I'll take it.
We're not talking about this, right? Oh, you're talking about the placements in the other map?
My first name. Wow, there's a new start line too. Not my first name when I'm thinking of NASCAR, but okay.
On track of the day. Let's close this minute. Oh, were they on today's track of the day? Oh, let's get out of here for a second. Villa, awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. He's never gonna hear this, but he should. The grass one he should. Oh, I'm never gonna see it, but that's funny. It was Poopel, Poopel, and Poopel, like 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dots. It's probably all the same player. It's funny if he did it intentionally and put himself in 3 different placements. Oh, here. Oh, it just was where. Can we find it quickly? Let's see. Oh, probably different players, and they just changed their name because they were first, second, and third on the leaderboard, just to troll because they were all friends. Play solo track of the day. Do you remember which date it was? Oh, it was last month, right? I would guess. I don't even know. Cold contend. It was a grass map. It was recent. Was it this guy? I think it was this guy. Transitional grass, though. He said, Pua, and then Pupel. It's 3, then 1, then 2. Interestingly enough, and Hobbit. Yeah, they are all different players. Like, no, the 2 of them are tied even. So they probably did their names together because they were tied, and then this guy might have just changed their name. That's so wild looking. That's so funny. I wonder who they. And you can tell they're not the same guy because they have the 2 different dots. You know, that's how you can tell. It's so funny. It's probably like lingo. I thought it was Hobbit. I thought Hobbit's usually one of the guys that's changing his names, but there's Hobbit right there. So I don't know who these players actually are, but that's funny. I don't even think I have a time on here, do I? Yes, of course I do. I have a gold medal in this one. All right. I did enjoy this map, so he's moved on to CCJIT's map. Funny, please. You said you mainly build RPG maps. Do you have a map you would like us to check out here? We could throw it in the mapping spot. And 2 of them. Oh yeah. Yep. Where can I find one? Can I find one real quick before I get off stream? I'm probably gonna get off soon though, because I had a long one today. I don't know. I don't necessarily have to get off if we're having a good time. Flappy might even hop in and check this out with us. Check a little drink, have a little puff on my vape for a minute. Well, that all depends. I say check it out because if it's something that I can't play, I'm not going to say I'm going to play it. But I mean playing it. If we're looking, I would give you a big one. Oh, well, let's look at one first. Let's look at a giant stupid one that I'm not going to play yet because I'm not going to be able to play that yet. But if these are awesome, then maybe we'll set up a time that we can okay, yeah, it's perfect. We got it. He's talking because he had some very bad maps just in the past. There you go. I say looking because sometimes you don't know what we get. I could show you quickly what we experience. No, we don't want that. We do not want that. We do not encourage this sort of play. Avatim campaign, by the way. This is a campaign made for me. Oh no, the special map was okay. That wasn't the one. That was the one he made. That one worked out all right. It was just a weird one. You had to find the checkpoints. Not that campaign either. We want tracks. Where's just tracks? Tracks. Look at this. You can tell by the thumbnail. Nobody wants to play this. Look at this like checkpoint. Every single block's a checkpoint. He just made a whole. He just painted like held down spacebar and just painted down checkpoints everywhere and then put a finish. Get out of here. Get out of here. I'm not even opening that map. Lucky. But yeah, Lucky's even got in our NA Racing Club is where we're gonna put these if you want to play along with us at all. Show us things. Lucky had his own hunt room in here for a while. Funny pills.
Funny pills drifts into the scene.
Our hero Grenadi there in Everton with the win. Sorry about your win today that didn't quite make it through. But yeah, thanks for drifting in the scene. Glad for the follow. That brings us up to 84 out of 100. Let's go. Let's go. But we're gonna put this in a room called not Track of the Day Hunts, but is there no mapping room? Is there no hunt together room? We're just gonna call it then like the first we have to go favorite the track, don't we? Let's get that done. Is that not the number? It looks like it's supposed to be the number. 174017. A great number. 017. I have a feeling this is gonna be great. Alright, we go here, we go here, we go here, we go here. Bang push. Does not work. Or just type it. Forget cut and paste. Does not work. 174-017. I just said it out loud. I could have typed that so long ago. We go to play. Trackmania error. Tracker not found. 174-017. Let's try again. Type in push. As a rep ID. 174-017. Play map. There we go. 5-minute AFK before Flappy's coming in. I'll need 5 minutes just to probably get it set up. You know how things work here. We're gonna turn off that stupid plug-in here. Which is, what is it called? Checkpoint something. Unclaimed checkpoint. Where is it? Do I just have to turn it off to make it go away? Toggle. Toggle plugin. Unclaimed checkpoint indicator. What? Unload plugin? Unclaimed, that's it. There we go. Just unload it. Lowest? The first map is rather hard, 50 checkpoints. Pathfinding RPG. The driving is intermediate, but the pathfinding can be quite hard in places. I see we've got a 42-minute author time here. The world record, or US record, is 5 hours. We got somebody with a 26-minute time. Bunny Pills he does well with the 26, but he does make the AT achievable at 42 minutes. An hour long for gold, hour and a half for silver, 2 hours for bronze. Interesting, and we will definitely have to check this out. First, let's just fly around the map a little bit. This is not how to fly. And this editor, it's like this. Oh, that's right. Whoa. Whoa. Holy, okay, hold on. This is serious. Okay, this is real, guys. Sections. I didn't see where the start was, but let's assume it was... Well, we know there's grass, there's dirt. There's, like, transitional... This is all transitional and skinny dirt and different, like, sand and stuff. Very cool looking. We've got... I don't even know what this is, if this is part of it. Oh, this is a different dirt stuff. Looks like jumps and transitions. This is all scenery looking stuff, but very cool. More dirt. Mostly it's dirt. We have a lot of road through here. We've got roads and grass. And so it's like a mix, but it's like different sections of mixed. I'm going to be playing this. Turns out quite nice. Yes, dude, this looks beautiful. Very, very cool. Have you... Well, I'm sure this is not something you can just give to Bill to play. He's not going to play like 25-minute long RPG, but I mean, it looks... Or maybe he'd look at it, though. You got labeled checkpoints, so that's checkpoint number 2, so you don't take the wrong ones. It's beautiful. Perfectly. But I mean, if you've done RPGs, apparently this just seems to be your thing. And I was trying, maybe you've heard a good way since you're someone that does RPG maps. This is so cool looking. But how do you explain what RPGs are to somebody that knows what role-playing games are? And also knows what Trackmania are, but don't understand why this makes it an RPG? Because I would like, well, it just kind of means that there's different ways that you don't know how to find it. You have to kind of, it's like pathfinding a little bit, but also just like different tricks and things that you wouldn't normally find in a normal race. All right, I'm going to stop flying around this one for a minute. I will like start just a couple checkpoints to see what it looks like. But yeah, it does. It looks great. We're going to probably do a whole, we can spend a whole stream on that one. Oh, I didn't favorite the map. Let me favorite that real quick. Lost Cause is you. I know that map. Bunny Pills is the author, right? Bunny Pills TM? Lost Cause. Oh, Lost Cause is his map's name. Yes. Yes. He says he's no, Flappy's actually played this. So, welcome. Now you guys meet each other. That's awesome. First we're just gonna throw a like just because I don't care how it plays so far. I like it. But then how do I favorite it? Oh, I checked favorites right there. Jesper Undergo played 1 through 15 on stream recently. You said 50 checkpoints, right? I don't know if I'm ever gonna get through a 50 checkpoint RPG. To be real, I'd have to just start. You made part maps. Great. Perfect. Where do I find this stuff? Besides, it's like, do you have a club that's easier to, like, where everything's grouped? Or should I just check your TMX profile from that one? I can do that. In clubs, search funny pills. Yeah. That's the way I would prefer, honestly. Keep it local. Oh, I typed clubs. Funny. Mini RPG, maps, map. Well, you got a lot here. This is so cool. Okay. Now, does mini RPG just mean shorter, or is it actually a different style of RPG? I was curious about that as well. I searched in campaigns. How about that? That's the club. That's where you find them all, and they're probably all there. Okay, cool. Perfect. Very cool, man. If you don't mind, I'm probably just gonna join the club now, and then that helps me to remember to check these out. High effort maps, RPG, challenge maps. Just shorter in your case. Okay, good. RMC free maps? You have a whole campaign of them? How many maps? Sorry, Scrappy. Free AT for Lars. They're all named that? That's great. Are they not really free? Are you the one that makes those like RPG free that aren't free? RMC free that aren't free? 1000 AT challenge. Oh no. Oh, they are free. Okay, good. Yeah, maybe we'll check them out sometime too. Yeah. This is fun. This is fun. We have a bunch of new stuff, new content to check out. Sometime I would like to give it more time though, so we'll wait till like a time when you come back around for sure to redo all the RPG frees. Or I do want to check out something. So should I check out some of those, or maybe just do a short RPG first? Lost Cause looks like the way though. Wow, that's a whole. So there's a campaign here with part maps. 15. So what? 0 through 15, 15 through 30, 30 through 50, and it shows them. Yeah, it pops them out of the map. That's funny. That's a good time. Oh, interesting too. So it also shows the layout of the map if you go through this in a way. You can kind of tell where the checkpoints are if you're clever. Wait. Nope, I didn't mean that one. One of them looked like it had the same checkpoints twice. I built them so Lars gets a free AT, so Lars is at a disadvantage in the race. Ooh, I remember the 1000 AT challenge, or like them two battling it out for all styles challenge. But either way, I do get that people build stuff like that for those events in particular. I wanted to see something here. Those, yeah, these two both have those same two checkpoints in it. I'm noticing, but it is still neat how they pop them in and out. Right, to get to the finish. They used to also often have a story, which made them RPGs. That aspect fell off. That one makes good sense then. So there's like a map that could be set up in a storyline now, but it don't even need a story anymore. It's kind of like, so if it looks like it, if it's like, mostly though, it's just about how it's tricks and different, like less standard racing maneuvers. Yeah. Good answer, good answer. All right, let's go back up top. Woo. Portal Mania? The one that emulates Portal is really cool, where they just built like the same room but turned it. So if you jump through one wall, you see the room and then you end up jumping through the other portal and back into the same room, but it's not really. That was really cool how they made that work. I like that. They like made it about Portal. Yeah, I that's about how I feel about it too. It was fun, an idea as the discovery, and the idea of it was really fun and interesting. Um, I doubt that. I think that was more built to be the cool concept and the gimmick than it was built to be fun and drivable and huntable. Yeah. I don't know what to do, guys. Challenge maps? What's something short I could check out with the crew? I mean, I could throw Lost Cause up there, but I don't think we're gonna get anywhere into that before I just end up having to call it, because I'm already kind of worn down. I've been on for many hours earlier today, and then we did the map review just now with Villa, which was great. But I don't know how much more energy I have tonight. Challenge 2 or 3. All right, let's do it. We're gonna take them both. How about that? And they're in challenge maps, which is a campaign, which is perfect. We are a club member, so we can just throw that quickly into the unless you guys know, you guys also will know where to find it, but I'm going to throw it into a room real quick. Let's go. And we'll name it Funny Bills, I suppose. Two or three. Two looks like fun for me. Black platform, just like it looks like good. Landings, transitions. We're gonna do both. We're gonna do both. I don't think I'm gonna get away with just doing one after I find one of them I like. Boom, 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 boom. And you get Banga. Let's go. Funny Pills Disco. You know what that means. No, that doesn't mean we're all taking funny pills. It means we're discovering funny pills campaign. It's not disco in that aspect, it's discovery. Create? We cannot create. We're not allowed to create. Okay, we're going to create it here. We're going to change time attack to 0. Home delete. Apply. Create. Now it's going to work just because it was reminding me that I was being stupid and not doing it right, apparently. 1 and 4 incredibly hard. Perfect then. This will get me to want to try the rest of them. This is the perfect way to introduce them to somebody like me. Also, if you're interested in joining the club, you're more than welcome. We have an open borders policy here. So whether you're a North American, a native Australian, a Norwegian amateur, a noob Alexander, well, that's all not applicable. You found your club. Come on in. We've got some esteemed members and some cool people that are just in here anyway, and I can't make them leave. Just kidding. But yeah, even Miss Please from Nadeo, Phoebe, is actually an American from Cali originally. She's the only American that works for Nadeo. It's been a member since like the beginning of the year, or beginning of this year, so like a couple months. And yep, we got Z-Boys in here. We've got Six Umbrella. He hasn't been around in a while, but Sweaty Sando, as you're speaking to in the chat. Flappy, of course, drove the great GPS. We didn't even get to see Flappy's GPS on the GSC room campaign, but we did get to see Villa playing the map, so I'm not going to grind that map over and over. Maybe we'll check it out on the way out. But first, let's get into Funny Pills Disco. Hopefully Flappy's ready to go by now. Funny Pills Disco is not what you think, baby. That's not what you think. Oh, let me put back on the camera so you guys can see we've got a visitor. I'm not just going crazy and talking to myself. Ooh, we've got magnet into a calculated, wow, wood landing. What a wood landing. Okay, I think press forward is the way to move on this. Until here. Oh yeah, that's fun. That's a fun press forward shot. You're on pause at checkpoint 105 and a 200 checkpoint RPG. Holy goodness, I understand. You are not playing any Trackmania for a while. On pause. I like it. Well, Nice little showdown of a vehicle. Car scan available. Oh, and the club as well. I'm gonna have to change back to my car soon. I like the black and red. Oh, that was nice. Okay. I mean, this is fun because, yeah. Takes a little figuring out, but once you get it, you're going to get it smooth. It's going to be satisfying. Oh, okay. That's got to be a ride up. I can see how these could be difficult, though. Yikes. And if you're RPGs or anything like this, my goodness. Trial mappers. Trial mappers! Go! Trial mapper! Where do I end up? I don't know what to do through that. Oh, and I don't get a respawn anywhere? Oh, this is 0 checkpoints. Yeah, a speed mapped. Okay. And this is the easiest stuff, it says. I may need a little help, boys. Sweaty Sando joined, okay. It's like Lucky all grown up. Still making it hard, but making it drivable. The ending I seemed like I had it, I just maybe didn't get high enough? Yeah, I just didn't get high enough. That was the move though, I had done it right. Okay, we can do this then. Just a long RPG checkpoint. Yeah, I see that. I can feel that about these. But good. And incorporatable. Like, I could see, you know, deciding to use these, you know, at least this lineup of platforms and all. Maybe, of course, not the structures. And they're wide open, you know, should be a lot easier for someone like me to find a line that works. You didn't have enough to see, but correct line, yes. Okay, good to know. Floppy gets the finish in. Let's see if it's the one he's happy with. And first spin, GG. Yep, I saw the first spin. Wait, are we not on the screen? Here we go. 23 seconds by Flappy. Already in gold, looking at an author top. Oh, I see kind of the line, I think, and if I can land the last part and get enough of that slope, like, I don't know how to say it, but I want to hug the armpit of that quarter pipe and just get that perfect little turn downward there into this. I think that'll do it. I think I get a placement here with a finish. Can I make it? I make it. Gold medal. Let's go. That's fun. That's fun. I like it. Because it's not easy, but it makes you want to grind it. Like each time I played it, I got a little better at it. It's achievable, and now I can feel like I can beat it my time still. I like it. And there goes a better time. Oh, I don't know because of the wacky bouncing, but I don't make it. Yeah, I get too many slowdowns in the plastic. Very fun. Yes, I agree. Quite huntable, yeah. If I made some scenery and fleshed it out at the end, it could be quite a bit better. I do agree. I think I agree. If you break out the editor and you make any adjustments to it, please let me know. I'd like to try the new version as well. Oh, I brake tapped by accident there, and that changed everything. I just launched over the magnet somehow, I think. No, that ain't gonna work. You definitely have to hit that uphill line, right? Pretty soon we'll vote to go next. I just wanna maybe PB, maybe just a couple disappointing close calls. We'll see how it goes first. Yeah, I hear that. It's a way to do it. You just incorporate it into next part. It does like the end. There's not a lot going on once you're through the looping. Once you've landed into the plastic turn, you're just kind of waiting, and I don't mean that bad at all. Like, because I don't know what my speed is, so it's worth the wait still. But I see what you mean. Like at the ending is like, you know, you go through it, but you need the speed. So it is huntable. I can definitely improve my speed through here. Like this. No, that did not help. I need to get higher on that ramp. One more. Actually not quite collect, I mean somewhat. You have done some upgrades or something? Do I need to hit that? Do I need to hit this reactor? It's still best to keep counter-steering the plastic so you avoid where it bounces. I wonder if I need the reactor. If I can skip the reactor, I get a better line, I feel like. I think you do. You do need the turbo, I'm quite sure. Feel free to try it. I'm gonna try it. Oh, for the speed. That makes sense. I thought it was a reactor. It's a turbo, then yeah, you do need it for the speed then. For the finish. A reactor up or down wouldn't help necessarily so much. Well, it still would because of speed, I suppose. Man, it just feels like a better line through there was gonna complete and become better, but no, it doesn't really. All right, I'm gonna vote skip here, guys. If you're hunting, feel free to hunt. I will maybe do a little more hunting on this one at another time. What is going on? Okay, here we go. Let's try it though. This is fun. I liked it. I like it, and I will check out your other maps at some point. Argue reactor would give even more speed than a slow turbo. Yeah, it would. Maybe it would. I'm just thinking. I was thinking though, with it, if not needed, then to not sacrifice the line to get it. Will it? Does the slow turbo give you as much? Like, like real question is, can I get the same speed without slowing down to get that line? If I just like want to power through a wide turn down the hill and skip it, I think it might still work. But if it doesn't, then 0 checkpoints. Is this the finish? Just kidding. Of course not. This is not a lucky map, but it does look like those are. Are they anything? No, they're just resets. Okay, or something. Maybe they are. Sometimes a turbo can be worse if you sacrifice a line. Exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was kind of just thinking maybe it's better to actually sacrifice the line through that. Where am I going? I should probably look at the map. Oh, was world record doable in last map? I could have probably held out for a little bit. But I wanted to check this out. We're assuming we're going up here with the dirt flick, first off. We have a wet icy dirt situation. Oh, cut prevention of the resets, okay. For the reactors that are no doubt on the way. If I have to, I'll do it just like this. Let's go look at the map. Clean. We're gonna edge our way up just like this. There we go. Now we get a little wiggle going. Oh man, I'm so good at this game. This is the author time I paced so far, I think, by the way. Okay, we need a little bit more speed though. A little more speed. Oh, can I get a flick? No, it's not. It's probably just a normal flick. I'm just not getting it. I just don't want to give up, so in the meantime, while I don't have it, I'll just climb this hill. People do 9 times before hitting the dirt. Can't flick else. Alright, we'll try it. That's probably what it is. Thank you for that learning also. Okay, so a little bit more and then a gradual into the flick. Almost too far, but we take that. We're up the hill. Could go a lot faster, but this is a speed check, so we're not going to be fast enough. Nearly in time. Okay, it's got to be flick and then flick. Yeah, this is a little tough for me still. I am very much an intermediate to beginner player, so... Let's see what's going on in the... So no one's gonna finish it. How long do I play for it? I think so far about 700 hours. I could check Steam real quick. I think I'm up to like 700 hours on Steam, but a lot of that's in the mapper too, I suppose. Recently. Nah, man, I'm not. Let's get a metal ghost. We'll take Bunny Pills Ghost for this one. Early and quick. Yeah, it's like a little over, like almost a year, you know. It's very casual at first, just getting into it. My first map, you know, I'm still a very casual player, casual couple of... Yeah, my ghost is gone. Yeah, or maybe just watch your ghost once and see how this goes. I can't even find my way up this hill. You're like, ah, yeah, that checks out. Okay. Let's watch one time, at least for Funny Pills perspective. Some of that has... Oh, we can't because it's live. Alright, we're gonna have to run it. I'll run it for another minute. Let's see if we can get it. I think I have around 300. What, hours? Playing the game? What do you mean? Oh, Sando says that. I'm sorry. I thought that was Pills. Sando, you're good though. I think you're better than me a lot of times. That doesn't mean though you probably play a little more serious. That's cute. How many hours do you have? Funny Pills? I would say probably quite a bit if you're making RPG maps, right? Steam, where are you? Steam, do you exist anymore? Steam. Steam type 1. There we go. Steam. Library. I said library. 851 total hours so far. Last 2 weeks is like 200 of it though. Most of that's all been the editor. So, you know, still about like 600 hours probably. I don't know. 2,800. Okay. Yeah, you definitely. It makes good sense to me too. While this is your mapping level now. Yeah. But what we've got, guys, is a map that I'm going to struggle with. I've got about 8-9 more minutes left to stream tonight. I will check out, so maybe we'll do a live stream where we do like we can do an RPG together on some of Funny Pill's maps, where we can, you know, help coach me through the map, basically was what that would be. I've made it up here once, so let's be real. It can happen again. As long as you hit the wall with your front wheels, you're good. Oh, like hit this wall? What do you mean? I said lost jump. Hit the wall with your front wheels. You don't mean this transition. Maybe it does. Oh, that's the big clip flat bouncing off the wall of the reactor. He's talking to Flappy. I get it. I understand now. And you even did it right and responded. Bad streamer. My bad. Let me know. I can't. I just want to watch Flappy. Let's see, like at least watch somebody that's doing a little bit better. I'm getting nowhere. All right. A little bit of a map showcase at least. Okay, there's the reactor. There's the wall. Our flaps, our hero is stuck on it. No cam change. Maybe there is, but not from my perspective. And maybe that's the wall after the reactor he keeps hitting. So you hit the wall with your front wheels first. Yep. So this is how it goes. Shit. Guys, have fun. I'm going to hop off for today, I think. I appreciate you following Funny Pills. Thank you for coming through. Thanks for those who checked out the map. I appreciate everyone that had, you know, time today to come through. I'm not gonna leave it. You know what? I'm gonna leave it open, let you guys run it for a little bit and talk. Oops, I didn't do that. Until you're done. But I'm done when you are. I'll leave it open so you guys can continue to talk about the this map at least until you're done with it, Flaps. And I'll leave this part visible so he can see what you're doing. So I can always just go smoke and then come back and close down stream whenever. You guys are doing fine. It's interactive stream. You're part of it this time around. Sando, if you want time on screen, I can show you as well. I don't know how you're doing though, because I'm not doing so well on this map. Maybe he gets to see a little bit more of a beginner perspective. Yep, that's you. Let's go. Let's see what happened. Oh, Sando's got the flick, no problem. Sando's got the first... Oh, he makes the first one, no problem at all. Back wheels. I'm not much help, it seems. You're trying. As long as you're here to try. There you go. Very nice. Now you need to flow through. Yep. You're still gonna make it. You're still gonna make it. You're still gonna make it. You're no longer gonna make it. So you're seeing where Sando, even after only 300 hours or whatever, is doing pretty well. He's doing all right. Overjumped the pin. Oh, Flappy. We're back on Flappy. Flappy's missing finishes in new ways. I'll be back, guys. Enjoy. this, but he basically just said not to try to fix it. That just, like, basically leave the map and just take, like, start on a nice thing. Like, I do what you do here. I'm like, no, it's not. I better than you and make this map start making changes. Because this whole thing, like, works. Changes he suggested. There. He said some of the things I thought like that. But I noticed that the things he said, all the best parts of the life were so it's like me learning where I couldn't do it anymore at the beginning because I'd already taught it.
And they you feel all jazzed up.
I don't think they can hear me. Hey, you guys hearing us over there or not? Gotta go. I gotta see what's gonna happen. I'm missing so much. We got a winner. Oh wow. Bucky's going for PBs now. He's already got a. No, he didn't get a finish yet. And I have a time here? Oh, this is the first map again. I see. Very cool, very cool. Couldn't say what she said, but I could hear something. Fair. Good enough. Good news. For now, do you guys want me to put any other rooms, any other maps of his in the room for now to check out? No. No, this is, cool guy, Funny Pills, TM, that came into the stream today, followed, checked out the club or whatever, and showed us some maps. Cup soon, so not necessary. Good news, yeah. And Cup of the Night is coming up in 15 minutes. And then afterwards we have, I don't know what it is. Is there the gems in the night? I don't know, gems that they had in the day earlier. It is a week, and it is also first of the month, so it's Troll Cuppa again. You guys don't know what the map is. I'm surprised everyone's like, you're playing Troll Cup again? I know people did that. Actually, I could do that. My gosh, I've been on almost every full 8 hours since Cuppa. At least been watching Villa at least the whole time, waiting to see what's happening. But, it's been a big day. I knew it was going to be. I feel like that's grinding the mic too. I'm gonna move that away. We don't have any sound spice. Oh, well, actually, quickly while I'm here. Cup a day I disconnected this morning, so I'm gonna do it again tonight. You know what I can quickly do is make sure chat is showing on screen. So you guys, somebody's just looking at the screen. When it is game only, that's the one. in here, which is a what is it? Web source? Something like that? What do you call that? Media flow? Browser. Okay. Chat. Here you go, chat. Now when I am not here, you still. Or not. Did not work? Let's see. Second place. Second world. Nice. Game only. Oh, it just did it. Okay, good. Just didn't work for me sending it to this. Fine. Quick then. Oh, this is the one you said world record is beautiful. Got it. Flappy's already 5th world here. Or maybe faster? 29? Yeah. Second. Took bunny pills, but it is still grinding. Let's do this play out. I'll be right back. Close out stream with them.
Oh, baby. See that sweater?
This one? So Flappy, any good? He seemed to be at least decent. No, he is, man. I'll get back at it as well. Just decent, getting better slowly, he says. No, he's pretty good. He did the GPS for me. I've actually called on, yeah, div 12 cup of the day average, I think is about right for Flappy. Or like, you know, on good days, that's about where he's sits 11, 12. I've seen him do better, do worse. I can throw up some other maps on here, but for now, I think I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. You guys, this is... Oh, that's literally me. Join the club, man. Join the club. You'll see times comparatively, if you'd like. If you'd have to pin, of course, the club to see them. But we play all the time together, man. We try to do rooms together. It's good to have players that can compete with Flappy. There aren't very many. You want to see the GSC room or campaign? Either one. This is the live room. I don't know if you can see. I can show you the GPS quickly either way, but the records are here. First one doesn't have. Oh, I don't have any medals, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. And what you never did see during the village stream. Oops. Well, I can do it with the keyboard. It didn't really need it. Does it even work? What the heck? Where's the GPS? Oh, maybe you can't do GPS in the live room. Interesting. Maybe I don't have it set up, or it just wouldn't make sense to work, honestly. Yeah, nice GPS. I don't think this is supposed to work live. Yeah, it should, right? I'm glad he didn't test it in the match because I thought it worked. Well, what's wrong with the GPS, right? That worked last night. I could have sworn it did, like a couple times. Yeah, there it is. GPS. Time, 5 Flappy, 514. That's the no metal one? Are you certain? No, the medals are here. Medals are here. The second one is the no metal one. Or the second one, I just replaced it. It was the one, it was in the same place. Oh well. Why can't I never read? Hello, GPS, I see. Hello, my name is GPS, and I'm driven by Flappy 514 because Avatam didn't have it in him to make a good AT anymore, or a good GPS front. And I was excited to try to include a GPS, make the map seem complete. Willa did at least say good things about the map in that I took the time to think about gear changing. You know, looks like I'm at least taking good time to think about the right things while mapping. But at the same point, it was too late to try to like I should adjust it in ways that aren't spamming effects. And that wasn't Villa's comment, but somebody did mention that, and I get it. Like, you don't want to just make it only the effect blocks that make the map work. Like the penalty there, the cruise control here, the cruise control there. I guess instead of making that a penalty, I make it a cruise control just to keep the penalty grass there. I could make a cruise control just to keep the like theme consistent in the slowdowns in each section. But what we do have is a solid enough run to get the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 AT that nobody picked up on either really too much, but 234.567 is an achievable AT that anyone likes to try it. It is a long one. It's kind of an endurance style because it's so long. But like, I get it. Nothing happens through the bobsleigh. He says this part's pretty fun, and then he said the sausage part was fun. So I realized as I got further and further in the map, I got better and better at mapping. So I feel like my best bet here is to start fresh, start new, and just keep getting better and better at mapping. And find one style, do something great with it. You know, it's an easy tool, but it's better if I can do without. Exactly. It was more of an after effect. Like, I'd realized there's stuff I really wanted to fix late in my map that I didn't necessarily need to fix, but I'm sure he would have told me other ways that was upsetting. Like, or I would have had other ways I heard saying like, well, you need to start paying attention to that. And I knew those things I knew about the map, so I fixed them with effects, unfortunately. But cool. GG's. I had a great one today. Thank you guys for coming out. Thanks for playing. Thanks for everything, chatting, just hanging out. It's always cool. We're gonna catch you guys hopefully next time around. Please, keep that notifications going. Check out the YouTube channel if you haven't gotten to. Maybe see how I reacted when Grenady lost, because oh my gosh, I was cheering like he won the Super Bowl before it ended. But good night, have fun, guys, and until next time, shake and bake.